Hi there gang, today's show we're going to talk about the Black Knight satellite. Now for those of you who don't know, the image to the left here, the little black dot on the left of the space station, is what's known as the Black Knight. This first came to light in the early 2000s, and NASA said it was just space junk. They haven't said where it's come from, what piece of space junk it is, but that in itself is a real ridiculous statement. So what we're going to do is take a look at some images, and most people say that if this isn't space junk and it's alien, that it's here to monitor us, and it's been monitoring us through time. I don't really think that's why it's here. If we have a look at some enhanced images, we can see that this is structured, this is something. Now, a lot of folks have said, well, yeah, it's here to monitor us. Well, that don't make sense, because if a race of extraterrestrials wanted to monitor us, they could just, they've been doing it for thousands of years anyway. They don't need to stick a spy camera up there. I think it's something else, because this thing emits radio signals. It changes its orbit. So that in itself shows that there's some intelligence behind this thing. And as you can see, it's clearly structured. So what is this thing really? Could it be that it's a doomsday weapon, that it's like a gun to our head, that if powers that be don't comply, then well, that's it then, isn't it? Or if we do something mega wrong, then it's the big kaboom. So it's not here to monitor us. I think it's here as some sort of safeguard, either for the race that put it there against us, or it could be a safeguard against something to protect the Earth, an incoming asteroid. We thought about that ourselves. It could be a race of extraterrestrials that they want to keep at bay, and that's a sort of a lookout weapon. We don't know who's out there. They could be nice, they could be aggressive. Chances are it could be one of the two. I want to leave you with some job applications here that I've pulled up on the internet for the Ministry of Defence, actually admitting the existence of direct energy weapons. They exist, they're now protecting against them, and they're employing people to safeguard against them. So bear this in mind, have a look at these documents, because they're really interesting and they don't mince their words. I think what we'll do is maybe have a little wrap up on this, because I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. But as for it being here to monitor us, that really isn't my instinct. I think it's a new thing. It hasn't been here for 13,000 years. Let's talk about it. Hey there, Scout Warriors. So, the Black Knight satellite. Here's my problems with it, but let me start with the last lot of images you looked at, which were from a job application the Ministry of Defence have put out, looking for young, innovative, dudesses to look into how to protect against DEWs, direct energy weapons. So, years ago, when all us conspiracy theorists were talking about direct energy weapons and their capabilities, and everyone was laughing and saying these things don't exist, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, another conspiracy theory comes true. So you've got the MOD, who sometimes speak for a lot of the militaries around the world, admitting the existence of direct energy weapons. We won't talk about Carla Turner or her book about direct energy weapons, which, in my personal view, eventually got her killed. But so there it is. There's that. Okay, they're looking for people to protect against direct energy weapons. Now, the question is, who has these direct energy weapons? Who do they want to protect against? So let's go all the way back to the Black Knight now. NASA, since the 2000s, when people started to know more about the existence of the Black Knight, NASA put it out that it was just space junk. Now, here's my problem with that. Now, if you're a planet and you're about to break into space, or you found a way to break into space to get through that no conspiracy theory glass dome ceiling, once you're up there and you think, well, we're going to be coming up here quite a lot in the future, why don't we just dump our crap right in the path of any potential expeditions we're coming up? A great idea, that is. And what a great way to introduce ourselves to the rest of the sentient beings that are up here. What is planet Earth? What are we, the solar system's gypsies that just dump their trash everywhere? I'm going to get in trouble for that, I know. When personally, it could just be sent back down through the atmosphere and burn up or into a sea. Why would you make your life much more difficult than just dump it in your orbit? So that don't wash, okay? That's a load of bullshit. NASA won't say what it's space junk from. So, that's that one. The other side of that coin is the believers. Now, great for the believers. That we need everyone to be a believer, but they've been bandying this, it's been there for 13,000 years watching us sort of date. Where have they got 13,000 years from? There's absolutely no basis in that, when all throughout recorded history, if you know your sources, we've had UFO sightings since the time of Jesus Christ, maybe before. So why would any intelligent extraterrestrial race stick a big black clumsy thing in our atmosphere that one day inevitably we are bound to discover, just to look at us? But it doesn't make sense. They can send a scout craft or even a probe down. Yeah, they don't need something like that. So it's not here to watch us. What else could it be doing? It could be a safeguard from that race that put it there against us ourselves. And here's what I think. I think it's been, here's one of my propositions, is that it's been there since we started detonating atomic bombs, hydrogen bombs, nuclear bombs, everywhere we could, in the sea, underground, in the stratosphere, in the atmosphere, you name it. And again, that's not a real nice way to introduce yourselves. So it potentially could have been put there as a gun to our head for a much cleverer species than us to say, hey, you've got to stop this shit because it's leaking out in towards us. And what the bloody hell do you think you're fucking doing? Yeah, it's insanity. So if you notice, there hasn't been any recorded evidence of nuclear tests. Yeah, you get told, oh, Korea tested a nuclear whatever so-and-so missile the other day, and it was done underground or in the sea, but you never see it these days. Years ago we had black and white footage, Bikini Atoll, and we had Los Alamos tests, but you just don't see them anymore. So there's a reason. It could also be that they put it there, extraterrestrial race that is, or intelligent race, to protect the Earth against something that's a potential danger, incoming asteroid, which we are now talking about, or a hostile civilization, race. We don't know. But I think the MOD papers say a lot. And I think the people that think that the Black Knight is monitoring us are completely off track. These questions haven't been answered fully, to my satisfaction at least. And I think we're going to be hearing more, or maybe seeing more, about the Black Knight in the future. NASA could, if they can get the space shuttle that near to it, they can get better images. They could even say, yeah, well, you see, this is a bit of the whatever rocket that we sent up, but you don't throw your trash in space. You don't shit on your own doorstep, basically. There you go, clear cut. So I hope that leaves you thinking, guys, because it's up there. It's doing something, and it involves you and me and all of us. Okay, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Scout 12, and I will see you soon.